students, today let's talk about the Nazism and Hitler rule and how one selection of word and use of speech can create an impact among the people. So let's get started with Megha Goyal to solve the back exercise of chapter 3 of history, which is Nazism and rise of Hitler. The very first question of chapter says, question 1, describe the problems faced by the Weimar Republic. Answer, after Imperial Germany's defeat at the end of the World War I, King Kaiser William II escaped to Holland to save his life. The parliamentary parties, seeing this as an opportunity, met at Weimar and in November 1918 established a republic popularly known as Weimar Republic. However, the republic did not get much support from the public because of the harsh treaty signed by the republic, which cost a lot to the people of Germany. Inflation and unemployment were rising. As per the treaty, Germany lost its overseas colonies, 13% of its territories, 75% of its iron, and 26% of its coal reserve to France, Poland, Denmark, and Lithuania. Also, the Allied powers demilitarized Germany to weaken its powers. So, from the very start, this republic was defamed and had become unpopular among its own people. Third, Germany had largely fought a war on loans, which they have to pay, but with resources being depleted, the country was not able to pay the loan. The republic was held responsible for the same for agreeing to the condition of the treaties. Inflation and unemployment were rising, and by 1932, industrial production was scaled down to 40% and over 6 million people lost their jobs and the inflation rate was high. So, all these circumstances turned against the newly formed Weimar Republic. Coming to question 2, discuss why Nazism became popular in Germany by 1930. Nazism became popular in Germany because of the following reason. Number 1, Treaty of Versailles, a harsh treaty, was imposed on Germany by the victorious power of World War I. According to this treaty, Germany had to pay a large amount as reparations and all the natural resources were taken away from the Germans. For the same purpose, a Weimar Republic was created, which in turn didn't get the support of the people of Germany as the republic stand unable to settle the condition of the country. It also failed to inspire faith in the democratic principles of the parliamentary government. This helped the Nazis to exploit reality and popularize Nazism. All of this fueled anger, bitterness, and desire for revenge among the Germans. This created a feeling of sheer dissatisfaction among the people of Germany, and it ultimately led to the rise of Hitler's Nazism in Germany. They played with the minds and emotions of the people and made them believe that Nazism would definitely improve their condition. People preferred prestige and glory to liberty and freedom because they thought that Hitler would wholeheartedly fulfill their dreams. The people of Germany got attracted and inspired by the speeches given by Adolf Hitler. Coming to question number 3. What are the peculiar features of Nazis' thinking? Answer, the peculiar features of Nazi thinking are, number 1, there was no equality between the people, but there was only racial hierarchy. And due to this hierarchical thinking, the most hit and badly suffered people are Jews. The Nazis' hatred towards the Jews crossed all boundaries as they terrorized and segregated the Jews, compelling them to leave the country. They also ghettoized and killed them in gas chambers. Secondly, it favored the end of all types of parliamentary institutions and only faith in the rule of a great leader. It adorned war and glorified the use of force. It aimed at uniting the people of Germany used to form a greater country and conquer the rest of the world. Thirdly, children from a very young age were trained both inside and outside of school with strong Nazi ideology. They were taught to worship Hitler and hate Jews. Females were regarded as completely different from men as they were seen as mere bearers of Aryan culture. Coming to question 4. Explain why Nazi propaganda was effective in creating a hatred for Jews. Answer. Hitler had created a position for himself, wherein the Germans started to consider him as their messiah. They started to believe Hitler just by his words. This created wonders, and the Nazi propaganda against the Jews proved successful. Jews remained the worst sufferers in Nazi Germany. They had been stereotyped as killers of Christ. The Nazis effectively used language and media with great care to put forward the Nazi theory that the Jews belonged to a lower class and were undesirable. Nazis never used the words kill or murder in their official communication. Rather, mass killing for the Jews were termed as special treatment final solution. Propaganda films were also made to create hatred for Jews. Jews teachers were dismissed and children were thrown out of the school. All such practices and propaganda adopted by the Nazi proved effective for creating hatred and dismissed them from the society. The next question, question 5. Explain what role women had in Nazi society. Answer. Germany followed the rules of a patriarchal or a male-dominated society. Though Hitler said, "In my state, the mother is the most important citizen." However, in Nazi Germany, all mothers were not treated equally. It was only for Aryan women who bore Aryan pure-blood children who were treated good, and not the others. From childhood, girls were told that they had to become good mothers and rear pure-blooded Aryan children. They were taught about health, beauty, cooking, needlework, etc. Third, they are supposed to be homemakers of society. If the Aryan women deviated from the prescribed code of conduct, they were publicly condemned and severely punished. Hence, all the women were not treated equally. Coming to the last question, question 6. It says, in what ways did the Nazi state seek to establish total control over its people? Answer. Following are the ways in which the Nazi state tried to establish total control over its people. On March 3, 1933, the famous Enabling Act was passed. It gave Hitler all the powers to dismantle parliament and rule by decree. All political parties and trade unions were banned except for the Nazis party and its affiliates. Second, creating special surveillance and security forces like Gestapo and vesting them with extra constitutional powers. Third, the Nazi party used the media carefully to win the support of the regime and popularize its world view. Nazi ideas were spread through visual images, films, radios, posters, catchy slogans, and leaflets. With the same, they spread the notion that the strongest race would survive and the weak one would perish. Fourth, the Nazis made equal efforts to appeal to different sections of population. They sought to win their support by suggesting that the Nazis alone could solve all their problems and provide employment through state-funded work creation programs. With this last question, we have covered all the back questions of the chapter, and with this note, I'd take your leave now. Thank you for watching the video and please feel free to share your thoughts. Bye-bye.